Well, hello and welcome to a morning show. I thought this would be a great time because we've been adding some Raider badges, lots of Raider badges, as a matter of fact. I thought this would be a great time for me to kind of go back over all of our Raider badges that we have and introduce some of the new ones. So pay attention. We're going to go over all these fairly quick, and I'll talk about a few things at the end of our show today. So all of these are pretty familiar. We know most of all of these. We have our good friend badge that you can get for being a good friend, doing things that other kids would like, and being kind and nice. We have a perfect attendance badge, which you can get if you are not missing a day of school during the week. You have to have 5 perfect weeks to get that perfect attendance badge. We have the growth mindset badge. We've talked a lot about this year, having a growth mindset, keeping a growth mindset, and keeping that in kind of our thoughts and everything that we do. We have the lunch leader badge for those who are being great lunch leaders during the lunchroom, being quiet, being respectful, listening to directions, those sorts of things can earn a lunch leader badge. We have a spelling master badge, which can be earned by acing spelling tests. So make sure you're practicing those spelling words to get your spelling master badge. We also have a Star Writer badge for those of you who are doing a very good job during writing class. You can earn that Star Writer badge, which is also very cool. We have the Scoop Pad Leader badge that can be awarded by achieving your Scoop Pad goals each week. The 500 Point Club, which can be achieved by getting 500 points in Class Dojo or collecting 500 Raider Bucks, whichever your teacher does. Below that, I have the 1,000 Point Club, which is the same as the 500 Point Club, only double the points. We have a Speed Reader badge, probably one of my favorite design badges. That is for meeting your fluency goals when you do your reads during reading time. We have a Math Whiz badge that can be earned lots of different ways in math class. We have the School Leader badge, which can be earned once a quarter by those students who exhibit very good leadership qualities in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Now we're getting into some of the extra ones. These are our specials teachers badges. And so we have a Destroyer of Unthinkables. We have the Rhythm Rockstar, the Singing Superstar, the Ear Trainer, a Staff Champion, and also the Library Explorer. Those can be earned in, it looks like most of those can be earned in music class. Destroyer of Unthinkables can be earned in guidance, and of course Library Explorer in library. We also have the Library Leader badge, which can be earned in library class. In Mr. Raymond's typing class, we have the 300-minute typer club. We have the 400-minute typer club, and hopefully we can have some people maybe even get to a 500-minute typer club, which would be very, very cool. Mr. Hooper has just introduced a little running club that we have, and so if you were ever to reach 5 miles, you can get the 5-mile runner badge. We also will have a 10-mile runner badge, and however farther we go with from that. So it's very, very cool. If your teacher is using Epic, the app Epic, we have Epic Book badges as well. I just have shown the 25 Epic Book Reader badge, but we also have 50 and 100 and pretty much every number absolutely possible out there. So that's kind of cool. This is a new one. I wish I would have had this earlier this year. I just thought of this. So unfortunately, I'm not going to give badges for people who have lost a tooth earlier this year. But if you're at school and you lose a tooth, I think you should get a badge for that. So you can get the I Lost a Tooth badge for that one, which is pretty cool. We also have some extra ones here. This is a very, very brand new one. A couple of first grade girls gave me this idea, and I thought this is a fantastic idea, as a matter of fact. The Creative Creator badge, and that badge is just for somebody who is just showing a lot of creativity. Maybe it's just writing a really creative story. Maybe it's drawing a very creative picture, being very artistic. Lots of different ways that you can earn that badge. So it's just kind of just being creative, problem solving is creative. There are lots of ways you can be creative. Then we have some extra cool ones here. We have the Brain Eater Defeater, the Rock Brain Destroyer, Grumpanini Destroyer. All of those can be earned in lots of different special ways. If you know about those badges, you know how to earn them. If you don't know about them, well, you don't know how to earn them. But those are also some special badges that can be earned for lots of different things. And we also have the Social Detective badge, which can be earned using some of those skills that you learn in guidance class, which is very cool. Another badge I have is the Honesty Hero badge, which you can earn by showing or displaying some very good honesty in whatever situation that you have to happen to be in. So those are kind of all of our badges that we have. There are a few other badges that are kind of some special badges, but these are the ones that you can work towards or try to earn, which is great. Remember, you can bring those tokens if you earn a badge to my office at any point in time. If I am not in my office or if I'm busy, I've got a little basket outside my door. Drop that slip of paper in there and I will get that badge to you just as soon as I possibly can. The next thing I want to talk about is some recess issues. I want to talk about this very quickly. This is something that's kind of popped up recently. We've had some issues with some kids playing soccer, for instance, is one of those things that we've had an issue kind of all year long. So this is what I'm going to kind of implement. I've been very kind of lenient as far as our rules about soccer. We don't really play by the actual soccer rules. I'm going to kind of change that now, though. Since it is soccer season and we have a lot of our kids who are playing soccer on a soccer team, and of course when you're playing soccer for the community center, you cannot use your hands. So what we're going to do here at school is we're going to kind of implement that rule too here. So try not to use your hands here at school if you're playing soccer. If you just want to kick and catch the ball and just sky bomb it, that's totally fine. Go find a different area for you and your friends to play that game somewhere else, but not on the soccer field for now. Okay, so let's leave the soccer field for actual soccer games, and let's try to be as close to those rules as we possibly can. Now, it's going to happen occasionally where somebody uses their hands. It's not a big deal. Just go with it. But let's not do the catching and carrying and running with that ball anymore. Let's try to keep it as close to soccer as we can, since soccer season's going on and a lot of us are playing that way. This will be our last thing I'm going to talk to you about, and that's some lunchroom issues. I've noticed that our lunchroom's getting kind of loud, and it's kind of not being a very fun place to eat lunch anymore. And so I'm going to kind of put some of this back on you guys, the students. And so what I want you to do, you're going to have a conversation with your teachers, probably sometime next week, or maybe even today, as a matter of fact. But what I want you to talk about is I want you to talk about what you want our lunchroom to look like. How do you want it to sound? How do you want it to be? I want you to kind of think of those different things, because we're going to come up with some rules, and I want these to be as student guided as possible. So I want you to think about it. When you're in the lunchroom, do you really like it to be very, very noisy and loud, or does that kind of bother your ears? Because I'll tell you what, when I'm in there and it's very, very loud, it does bother my ears a little bit. That's not something I think is very pleasant. So let's think about how we want our lunchroom to look each and every day. What would make it the best for you? How would you enjoy it? So think about those things, have a conversation with your teacher, and let's brainstorm some ideas and see if we can come up with some rules and possibly some ideas of how we can improve our lunchroom, make it a little bit more enjoyable and kind of a fun time, because lunch is kind of one of those times that you can kind of relax a little bit, you can talk with your friends a little bit, and just kind of enjoy yourself. It's kind of like a recess a little bit. Get some food inside of you, get fueled up to go for the rest of the day. So we're going to have those conversations, have those with your teachers. Your teachers are going to report back to me, and we're going to come up with some problem-solving things to kind of figure out and make that lunchroom an enjoyable place like it should be. So with that, I'm going to leave you, and I will definitely talk to you later, and I'll see you in the halls.